Hi everyone, Kerry here. I hope you can join me for this live. If you're not live, that's fine, you could watch it on the replay. So it will be in this group for forever, I suppose, so you can always watch the replay. But if you can join me live, that's great. Hi Robin, I can see Robin is watching. I've got this on my phone so I can spin it around and show you my desktop. But, oh, Colleen's watching too. Hi guys. But I just set it up, see if I can find it on my actual computer behind me, or in front of me is where it is. I'll just refresh. That way I can see the comments, because when I bring the camera down, I can't see what anyone says. Hi from California, Colleen. Wow, that's awesome. What time is it over there? I would imagine it's probably nighttime. I'm just going to try, hold on, it might be in events maybe. Happening now, let's go into there. All right, I found me. Awesome. Okay. Click to expand. Sorry guys, I'm just, okay. I think I can see comments now, yeah. All right, oh, 5 o'clock. Is that the morning or is that at night, in the afternoon? If that's the morning, that's not too bad. All right, I know we're like a day ahead of you guys anyway, I think. So, yeah, anyway, I thought I would get on here. Oh, hi Karen, she's in the US too. Oh, it's in the afternoon, okay, PM, cool. I wanted, like, for the Aesop Fable, it's the end of the month, and again, it's taken me all month to get something sorted for this. I think it was something to do with, the cat was too old and lazy to chase the mice anymore. So I went for a look on Pixabay, which pixabay.com is a great source for copyright-free reference images. So if you haven't already discovered it, really high quality, and they're all copyright-free, which is what we want. So I found this image, which I thought suited the sentence. So that cat looks like it's just couldn't be bothered chasing that mouse. Although this looks like a rat to me. So what I did is I reduced reduced it down so it looked more like a mouse. You'll see when I spin my drawing paper down, because I'm not a fan of rats. I like mice, I don't like rats. So to me it just looked too big. So I've reduced it. But it just, I don't know, that image just really suited that sentence, I reckon. All right. Oh, Barbara, you're here for your first time. I think you're in the membership, aren't you, Barbara? I think you are. This is what I do in, this is the free Facebook group that every month we have an Aesop Fable challenge for those that haven't sort of been in the group for long. So I have this Aesop Fable book here, and because they're like over 100 years or whatever, you can use them without worry of copyright or anything. So I pick a sentence out of there, and each month I put it up in the group, and then you have a month to draw something. It could be the whole sentence. You could create a completely like made up image, or you could draw just one part of it. So if it says a cat, then you could draw a cat, or if it's, you know, you've got a basket in the sentence, you could draw a basket. It's totally up to you. You could break that sentence right down. So, and then once a month I try and get on here and just do a live. I never get it finished, it's just part of what I'm doing. I can see my dog in the background out there. So, yeah, so I just it's always the end of the month, because it takes me all month to finally get around to doing this. And then we put it to a vote, and whoever wins or whoever gets the most votes, their image goes up as the header, the banner in the group. So at the moment, Ruth she did the fox, so hers is up there. She got the most votes last month. So we've got a couple of entries in for this month. So I know there's only one day left, today and tomorrow. But yeah, get some drawings done if you get a chance, and get them posted in there before the end of the month, and then we'll put them to a vote, and if you get the most, you'll go up as the banner. So, alright. Yes, Barbara, you are in the membership. Hi Lee, hi Lynette, hi Karen. I've already said hello to Karen. Alright, so yeah, and I also thought it would be a good opportunity because the doors of the Creative Barn membership close at the end of the month as well, so they shut in 2 days. They'll be shut again for 6 months. They won't open till September. Hi Esma. Esma's a member as well. There's a few members here, Lee and Karen. So yeah, so if you did want to get in, you've only got a couple of days to get in, and then it's closed again. All right. Oh, hi Kay as well. Everyone's getting on here. It's good I can see comments. Great. Yes, Jeanette's in the membership. All right. So I will spin this around, and like I said, I never get these done, but if you are in the membership, I do get them finished for you guys, and well, I do finish drawing them and record them, and then if you're in the membership, you get to see the finish. So because you know it takes a few hours to get a drawing done, so I can't sit here for that long. It drives me nuts. So I'll spin yours around. Hopefully you'll stay the right way around. Let's try this. And I'll wait to see it come up on my screen. Oh, I'm a little bit far down, I think. I'll have to come out a little bit. Just bear with me while I adjust all of my little bendy things here. Alright, I think we're getting a bit further out now. Okay, and I can zoom back in. I just wanted to get the whole image in line. Let's move that out of the way. Got a bit of a delay from what I'm doing and what's on the screen, so it's a bit hard. Oh, hi Audrey. That's all right, you're not too late. I'm still trying to get my picture on the screen. We got our brand new Starlink internet arrived today, but it just arrived, so I haven't had a chance to even set it up. So this is still my old internet service here, so you'll just have to bear with me a bit. Okay, I'm just trying to move things out of the way. I'll zoom in a bit after, but for now I'm just wanted to get that whole image on so you can see I'm going to do the background. Okay, so it's probably a little bit pixelated for you guys just because of the internet I'm using, but hopefully you'll sort of get the idea. Now I'm using, this is Sennelier sanded paper. Now I haven't really used it much yet, but I did buy quite a few different sanded papers to try them out, just because I know some people have struggled a bit to get pastel matte, and or some people don't really like pastel matte. So I'm trying to sort of experiment with a few different ones so that I can recommend them as well. Okay, so this is Sennelier. It feels really, it feels dusty, sandy. It's not as smooth as pastel matte, but it's not as sandy as, say, if you've ever felt a UArt or a Fisher 400, they're really sandy. So Anyway, but we'll give this a go. So first off, I'm going to do the background. So it's quite blurry. It's a bit sort of stripy. I don't think I'll put this dark line in. I think it draws the eye away. But I like all of these browns here. So I did pick out some colours. I've got so much stuff around me, honestly. I found some of these colours in my kit, so I felt they sort of looked alright. A bit of a grey as well. So I'm going to start by just getting some colour blocked in. Let's just get that off of there. So I always use the pastel stick just on its side to block in. And that's the concrete. We might put a little bit of this colour over here as well. This one's nearly the same colour as the background. That one's really hard, so that's not much good. Let's find a different one here. I've got pastel sticks all around me. And a bit of grey up in here. So you can see I've just sort of splashed some colours around, and then I get my sponge tool and then blend it like this. So I'm not sure how this blends, because like I said, I haven't really used it much, but it feels like it's not too bad. What did Barbara say? I can't change to portrait mode. I probably should have done it in portrait mode. Once you start a live, you can't change the direction, unfortunately. But I'm going to zoom up on the cat soon. I'm just sort of getting a bit of background blocked in. And hopefully it's not too blurry for you. Hi Maya, I think that's how you say it. Okay, I'm keeping my strokes sideways, like landscape direction, because that's sort of in the image, they're sort of going this way. So that's sort of how I'm going to keep my strokes. Gee, it creates a lot of dust, this paper. And as it comes down, it sort of seems to have a few darker areas. That up around his little nose. So if it feels a bit grabby, I just add more pastel. Because we don't have to worry about clogging this paper on the background. It's only when you're working on the actual animal that you need to worry about clogging the paper up. Because if we clog that paper, we can't put any more fur strokes on. But yeah, that feels better with more pastel on it, that's for sure. Just add a bit more of that grey in there. And again, it's, yeah, just very dusty. Put this yellow in there. So I'm kind of just looking at this image and just taking note of where I see a few different colours and adding them. Like I said, I'm not going to put that line in there that I saw. All right. All right, that'll probably do for now as a background. So I always try and get the background done because it's quite hard to bring the pastel right up against the cat or whatever animal it is afterwards, because you've got your first strokes, you want to come over the top a bit. So it's always best to sort of get that furthest away done and come forward. All right, I won't worry about the bottom half because I wanted to zoom up on the cat, and we'll work on that first. All right, let's see if I can't get this to come down a bit. Just bear with me. I'll wait for the delay. There we go. All right, hopefully that's pretty good there. All right, you have some pastels that never knew how to use them. Well, I always like, if they're soft pastels, they're really chalky. I'm not sure about oil pastels, but also I find you can blend with your fingers on some paper, but I find these soft tools really good for blending on pastel mat, and they actually work pretty good on this Sennelier paper as well. But it's just experiment. You like to experiment with it. So yeah, I think the colour in the background is going to look nice, Colleen, once I finish. It'll come probably darker and more in focus as we get down to the mouse, but sort of up around the cat, he's it's a bit blurry. All right, so now this cat is small enough that I could just do it all in pencil, but I might block in a little bit. A lot of times I like to block in some colour with the sticks and then come back over the top with the pencil. Okay, so I'm going to block in some of these sort of reddy colours and see how we go here. What have I got? That's a great red. So I'm going to, actually it'd help if I put my glasses on right now. I'm going to get a bit of this colour in here. So I'm looking at where it's sort of darker and lighter. So I'm not just going to block in this cat in red. I'm going to focus on where he's dark and try and get those values established. It's a bit dark around here a little bit. I've got this other sponge tool that's got a bit of a pointier sponge on it. So I'm just going to use that to push it into the paper. The pastel really sort of sits on top of this Sennelier paper and just creates a lot of dust, so I need to sort of get it pushed in. that's probably all I want with that really dark one. What other colours have I got? This one. Just trying to match up some colours here. Maybe that one might be a bit better. It's not quite as red. And a bit of, what's this one? A bit more pink in here. Then I've got this lighter one that I'm just gonna plop in. I'm being, like, you don't have to be real particular. Just as long as you're sort of getting the values kind of in the right place, because we will come back in with our pencils and do a lot of work. That's concrete there. And the colour of the paper I've chosen actually helps a lot as well. It's kind of similar to the, like it's got that sort of colours in the cat as well. Just looking at inside this ear. I might just put a bit of that in there. Okay. So now I'm gonna, again, just sort of give this a blend and push it into the paper a bit. It also helps to get it pushed into the paper to then be able to come back over the top with our pencils. Where's that orange? I know it looks like an absolute mess at the moment, but this is sort of how I start. Usually it's on a bigger piece that I will block in. On the little piece like that, like I said, you probably didn't need to block in, but I still like to get some sort of colour sort of framed down. Alright, so now next I start on the eye. So that's pretty much all I'll do now with the sticks. So I might just move those out of my way a bit. Okay. Alright, so now I come to my pencils. And first off is the eye. I need a bit of glassine paper. So I just shoot, this is glassine paper. You could use baking paper, just anything that helps sort of protect it when you put your hand down. Okay, so his eye is black pretty much in here. There's a little bit of a orange in this corner here. It's probably darker than that. I also like to add a bit of blue in my pupil, just so it's not just straight black. Just a touch sort of in a corner or somewhere. Okay, and then this next bit is yellow. It's got a few different. So we might go with the light cream and then build the yellow up around it. This on the ends as well. Some, thinking it's dark grey in there. It's got a few little marks here and there. So I usually like to sort of blend with my pencils. I'm just trying to get a colour. You've got a bit more red in it up here. This black, I think it's a bit darker than that. It's got a pretty solid line around the eye here. Definitely needs to be a bit darker in here, a bit more orange. But then I think the yellow needs to be brighter. Quite liking how you can build over the top pretty easily with these pencils, with this paper, I mean. It's pretty good. Just a few lighter sections. Okay. Right, and then I start to bring out from the eye. It's coming to like, I'm a bit scared of pastels. And they, do you know if your pastels are the soft chalky pastels or are they oil pastels? And I use a lot of pencil rather than sticks as much. I've lost half my lines now as well. So I'm just trying to sort of mark in where I can see some browns. Up there. Okay, what colour do I need now? Let's go with, I might put a bit of this one in and then come back over the top. So now I'm just sort of looking at fur direction and fur length. Let's try this one. And I'm looking at where there's darker areas. To sort of map out. I know you probably can't really see half of what I'm doing at the moment. It actually gets a bit browner in there as well. Once I come back in with the lighter fur strokes, it'll start to look better. So I usually try and start marking in the darker sort of shadow strokes, I suppose they are. And then I sort of go dark to light, so I bring the lights on towards the end. Now it is quite dark. I get a really dark brown along this edge where the paw comes over the top. So because that paw is in front, so you can see on here, the paw's in front. So we'll do that after we've done the head. That way we can bring the fur strokes over the top. Chalky pastels, and you have pencils too. You're scared of messing it up. Okay, Maya, you don't need to be scared of messing it up. I know people worry about the papers can be expensive, but pastel's a bit like oils where you can sort of go over the top. If you're using good papers, you can keep building up and change it. So if you're not happy with something, you can go back over it. That's why I liken them to oils a lot. A little bit more red in there or something maybe, I don't know. I'm feeling like this brown isn't quite the brown I'm after. That one's not dark enough. Oh well, we'll keep using it. Okay. So I'll bring a few lighter ones in over this in a minute and you'll sort of start to see what I'm talking about. Let's try this one maybe. Again, you might not see this one. I build up a lot of layers with fur. Where's my orange? I feel like this has orange in it here. Alright, where's the light one? It's maybe this cream. Cream, maybe. It's probably a bit too light. I'll dull it down in a minute. This is coming up here. I'm still just trying to map in where I've lost some lines. It doesn't leave as fine a line as the pastel matte, I don't think. I think I can get some finer lines, which makes the fur look a bit softer. Oh, not softer, it just looks a bit more, you got a bit more depth in the fur. Sort of struggling to find the right colours, as you can probably tell because I keep changing my colours. Alright, we might move over this way a bit. Let's see what have we got here. First, sort of all over the place here because it's sort of, we're looking straight at it. This is the right colour coming out of here. So you can see that I'm just, changing my colours, going over the top of each other until I'm sort of starting to feel like I'm getting it right. So that's why I mean it's pretty forgiving. As long as you've got a paper that will hold some layers. So a lot of these sanded papers are excellent for that. But yeah, just don't get caught buying pastel paper that's, if you see one that it's more like a cardboard that just has a little bit of texture, steer clear of that. The best ones either feel sandy or they're either sandy or they're pastel, or it's called pastel matte. So when you go to your art shop, have a feel of the papers, and if it's feeling a bit like sandpaper, then it's good. If it's just feels like a watercolor paper, then it's no good. Still mapping in first strokes, just trying to get the direction and these stripes in the right place. And that's really light down here. what I'm looking for. Orange or red? I'm trying to figure out what I need in here. I think it's a bit more red. So his fur is really quite short, sort of all through this area. So I'm just building the dark up, just trying to get it darker and darker with some of these browns. But I know it's got a lot more red in it than what they are, so I'm sort of bringing that, the more brown red over the top. And again, this is really in shadow all through here. Not quite what I'm used to. The strokes aren't really standing out as well as what I would like. Like I said, I've tried this paper just on a sort of a ball type thing. I haven't really tried building fur up with it. It's not too bad, but yeah, I'm just not quite used to it. Let's go down here. I reckon we need some more of this orangey colour down here. So you can see I'm kind of just building up the layers in fur strokes. So I'm just constantly looking at direction, and that's how I'm sort of building up these colours. It's kind of lighter up here. It's quite a dark And then the whiskers we sort of do right at the end. So the whiskers are kind of one of the last parts to put down. He's got a lot of different colours in him, hasn't he? Alright, now his little nose. That's one really dark. And here, comes up there. What colour? Let's see. I think he has definitely some orange in him. Such a tiny nose. It's really hard to get a fine line here. But you can sort of come over the top of the colours so you can get a finer area. So I can push some of this brown back. It's relaxing as well. Oh, that's good. Just wonder if we can see a picture of your reference. Oh, yeah, sorry, Sally. It's just here next to me. There it is. Oh, I'll move it up a bit. I think my internet's a bit slow, but hopefully you guys from your end, it's not too bad. Okay, so I'll try and stick it there and see if you can see it. Not really. No. Alright, I don't want the camera to pick the reference image up and focus on that and not the rest. Alright, I'm just not going to get really detailed fur on this one, on this paper, but it still seems to be, it's alright. Let's see. So I've got his little nose there. I think he needs a bit of pink in his nose. Down here. This has a lot of colours in it. And the fur on their nose is that tiny. Like, usually you don't need to worry about actual fur strokes. It's more just the texture of the paper sort of helps with that. so that's that bit. I'll come back up here a bit. That's that light bit. It doesn't really stand out very well. Can't see the other eye. This is just a dark shadow bit here. Let's see. I think this comes out and up. And through here is yellow. So you can see my strokes can get a bit longer as the fur gets. Look at your reference image for 10 minutes and then draw for 10 minutes without looking. That means like you're gonna get it. It's like you're watching a tennis match. Put it that way, you're going back and forth from one to the, like your reference, then to the image. For your reference, then to your drawing. I can't even speak properly. But you can see it takes a long time. You need patience and lots of it when you're trying to do realistic sort of work. That was a bit too bright. Is it? Just here. Alright. Trying to find the right colours. I have an actual, look, if you look at this hand, I've got a handful of colours. So this is how I work, and then I end up with way too many. And just there's a couple of really brighter ones just there I wanted to get in. So, and I adjust the pressure on my pencil a lot as well. So where I want it a lot brighter, I'll push a lot harder. I need a few strokes in there. I want to darken up in here a bit. Just bringing a little bit of black in just to try and darken some of these stripes a little bit. Alright, let's keep moving up. So under here is really quite dark. And it does come around, where's that ear? So this is in shadow. Oh, hi Robin, if it's freezing, it's just, it could be my internet that's doing it or yours. If you're freezing, you could go out and come back in. But if it's mine that's causing it, then can't do anything about it, sorry. But my Skylink arrived today, only half an hour before I started, so I didn't get a chance to set it up. But hopefully from now on I shouldn't have as much problem with my internet, so that will be great. Ones. It actually gets quite a bit blurrier up the top here. Okay, come in here. This colour in here, and it's more of that pink there. Just run. Let's see, where's this ear? I've lost half my lines, but I think this is it here. Let's go with that anyway. Like I said, I can always come back if it's wrong and fix it up later. I'm just going to blend a few colours together here because I don't have that colour. Oh, the dog's gone for a run, so hopefully no one's here again. This is my favourite pink right here. It's 642 Carbothello. It's like I could put Morton. And it's just an excellent pink for inside ears. It's really black in here. And Carbothello seems to be the only ones that actually make that colour. So that's why it's always good to get a whole different brands of pencils. Like the Carbothellos are my favourite. But I do use Pit Pastels, as well as the Carbothellos. I've also got a few Caran d'Ache. There's Derwent as well as another one. So yeah, there's a few brands. So you're better off, I always tell everyone, you're better off to spend your money on your paper if you can't afford too much at the moment. Then, as long as you've got the right sort of paper, you're gonna find it much easier. I think it's a bit grey in that ear actually. Maybe I'll add a bit of grey. What number pink? It is this 642. I can't remember what colour it's called. But yeah, it's Stabilo Carbothello 642. Oh, Helene, you're watching it on the telly and you can see everything. That's awesome. Because, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was my TV, my computer, like internet, that causing drama, but that's good. If you can see it, then that's all we need. Alright, I might just try and add a bit more of this in here. And this is actually really dark in here. So sort of a dark reddy brown. So you can all kind of see how I just slowly build up. Like I said, normally I'm probably usually a little bit quicker than this. I'm just, because this is a new paper, I'm not struggling with it, but it's just, yeah, a little bit different. It's probably, yeah, just taking me a bit longer, that's all. And up here is quite some lighter strokes in there. And then this has a lot of little fur strokes coming off of there. And a few random ones in here. This is more yellow down here. I don't really have a lot of fur in that ear. So just a few little marks here and there is probably enough. Actually, I think that should be white there. Find my white. Yeah. It's a little part of this ear is really bright along here. Okay, so I'm just putting a bit of white pencil. A few little strokes here that are really light. And then in here, I'll show you my image. So just sort of along here looked extra light to me, and then a few little spots in here as well. Okay, so that's where I'm just trying to get those in. Shape, okay. I'll go the cream. There. Okay, and we'll come up to this other ear at the top here, and he's quite dark. Because we're a lot further away on this ear, we can leave it sort of blurry. But we still need to sort of try and get the right colours in. it's sort of lighter along that edge. Just give that a little blend with my finger. So even though it's blurry up here, I'm still running in the sort of direction that that fur would be. Lighter just up there. Okay, so that was dark there. That is kind of dark. I think it's the back of the ear. Comes up through here. Again, it's dark all along that edge. It's a shadow from his paw. This needs to be darker in here. It's just not really red enough though. I need to add a bit of red. This actually is probably closer to black. This is a really dark brown. And again, like I was saying with that pink that you can only seem to get in the carbothellos, this really dark brown you can only seem to get in the pit pastels. Alright, how long have I been doing this? Over an hour. Okay. Well, he's sort of getting there. He doesn't have that smoothness that I normally get with the pastel mat, but he actually probably was going to look quite nice. He's probably going to look a bit more textured and that, which will be a nice look anyway. Alright, so I think all of that is pretty good. Up there a bit. There's my black. Alright, what numbers I can't carry it. Okay, I'm just sort of checking comments, so that's fine. So yeah, so now we would then bring the poor fur over the top, so that's why we got that done first, because then you can bring the fur through here over it, which is also why we do the background first as well, so that you can bring strokes over the top. So the background, say here, you could bring like fur straight over into that, which I haven't done, but it would be more realistic to bring that fur out and have a few little stray furs sticking out there. Okay, same with down here. Alright. And through here, there's sort of, again, we're just looking at direction and length, quite long through this area. Okay, but we definitely probably need to get some darker ones in as well. And then through here, I'll show you my image again. So you can see they're long through this area, and then they're long all down here, but through this area they seem a lot shorter. They're probably not so much, it's just they're not standing out as much, or they're coming towards us a bit more. So through this area I'm going to keep them a bit shorter, but I think I need to get some dark in there as well. It just sort of helps with the shadows. That's one little. This is all in shadow under here as well. It has a couple of stripes up here. It's a bit darker. Another stripe there. Comes around. doesn't really stand out. We'll come back in with our lighty creamy yellow. So if you did an animal and did really long strokes everywhere, you'd just create a really fluffy animal. Because I've had some classes where they still look great, but some look like more like babies because they're really fluffy. So you can sort of adjust the animal, how it looks and age and everything with your fur. It's quite amazing how much it makes a difference. But direction is really important. If you don't get the direction right, then it won't look right at all. Right, up here's a lot lighter, so I might throw a few of these lighter ones in. Let's try and down here he's really light. Let's throw this dark brown again in here. This little pad in there. So I'll put it as that pink as the under layer, and then we'll come in with probably brown and a bit of red there. It's probably not quite that bright. We need a bit darker there. And this is pretty much black right in here. to come in a little bit there. I think we're still here. I thought my internet had gone down then. That was loud. Alright, you've done well to stick with me because this is a very slow process. Alright, so like I said, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We'll spin yours back around, and all right, I think I gotta spin you up like this. There we go. All right, I don't know. I could have pastel all over me, not sure, but oh, there we go. Just let me get rid of that off my screen. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I know that was long. Alright, what brand of paper, pastels and coloured pencils do I use? Susan, my favourite pastel paper is Clairefontaine Pastel Matte. This one I'm using today, because of the membership, I'm trialling a heap of different pastel papers to try and give some good recommendations. Hold on, I'm just trying to get this to stay right there. Hopefully it'll stay there. So this one today was Sennelier. I feel like it's just slowly dropping this phone. Anyway, so this one's Sennelier, and it's really sandy. So I thought I'd try it. It actually is coming along quite nice. It's just getting used to it. Like I said, some people don't like pastel matte, but I love it. I've also going to try UArt and UArt 600, Fisher 400. There are other sander papers. There's also Colorfix Original and Miton's Touch. Now Colorfix Original and Miton's Touch, they're great for if you're doing blending like waves and all that sort of stuff. But for building layers, they're not very good. So if you want to do animal art and want to do fur, I would stick to Pastel Matte. Like I said, is my favourite. This Sennelier one, it feels sandy. I don't know what it's called. I know Sennelier do quite a few papers, but it feels sandy. I'll see if I can find out the name of it and put it in the actual chat here. So yeah, Pastel Matte, Sennelier, UArt, or Fisher 400. They're the sort of the best sanded ones, I would think, for building layers and doing animal art. Okay, but like I said, Pastel Matte's my fave. And then my favourite pencils are Stabilo Carbothellos. Whoop. Okay, Amazon, we just found out yesterday. Amazon Australia, so if you're in Australia, has the full set of 60 Stabilo Carbothellos for, I think, delivered is about 137 bucks. That's cheap. Normally they're about 300 for a set, and 60 is the full set. It's a nice tin. So Stabilo's Faber-Castell Pit Pastel pencils are great as well. Again, it's good to have a range. They all vary in hardness as well, similar to your soft pastels. And then, so they're my two favourite pencils. And then I always recommend, if you're going to buy pastels, get some half stick sets, because you get twice the amount of colours for the same price. And honestly, half a stick is plenty. So this one here is the, between those two, there's heaps. I love Schminkies, okay, but I haven't got any Schminkies here with me at the moment. Schminkies are the softest, absolutely beautiful, but they're really expensive. then I would rate these two. This is Sennelier, so that's this portrait set. You can get much bigger sets as well, but Sennelier are beautiful pastels, and Unison as well, that's these ones. This one is the Emma Colbert animal set. Okay, but you'll see if you get this set, it doesn't really have any greens or greys, so that set is a great set for animals, but you will also probably need to get a few other pastels. So they're all really good quality, they're the ones I like, but like I said, the main thing is your paper. Okay, I'll hold this up so that you can see it further out. Bring it in, I'll try and bring it into the camera. Where is the camera? I don't even know where the camera is. Oh, I think the camera's on that side and I'm looking at the other side. Sorry guys. Okay, so I'll bring him out. Yeah, I'm happy with the background too. I think it's going to look nice. So I've just got to like finish his pour and bring the concrete there, and then I'll start working on the background. But yeah, so the paper's alright. I think the camera's this side, I'm staring at that side. Alright, is a reference photo available? Yes, I'll put it up in here as well, but if you go onto Pixabay, it's in there as well. That's where I get it. That's where I get a lot of my reference images. Okay, it's pixabay.com. They're all copyright free and they're all really high quality. Okay, so I'll put all this stuff in this chat here for everyone to see when I get off of here. Okay, and the other thing is, don't forget, if you wanted to put a drawing in for that monthly challenge, that you've only got 2 days to do that. And then the Creative Bum membership shuts in 2 days as well. It closes at midnight on the 31st. Okay, so if you want to join that, let me know, or just follow the links that I've got everywhere. If you join for a year, at the moment I'm including a paper pack in your welcome kit. So that has, it has UArt, sanded, it has Colour Fix, it has Pastel Matte, and it has Archer's hot press watercolour paper, which is what I use for charcoal and graphite. So you're sort of set up with your papers for coming into the membership. Yeah, and there's also, if you don't want to do the membership, I also have available a Let's Draw bundle, which is all of my tutorials. There's about 80 there, and they get added to every month. So that one's a lot cheaper than the membership. Well, not a lot, but quite a bit cheaper if you look at a yearly fee as well. So yeah, just follow the links if you want to find out more. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll try and get this all finished. And like I said, I'll put the reference photo in if anyone wants to have a go at it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks again for sticking with me. That was long, so it was an hour and a half. Well, and I didn't even get the cat finished. All right, thanks everyone. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.